Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the village board meeting of November 8th. Please join us in our pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call, Mrs. Thomas.
Trustee Purcell. Here. Trustee Baloo. Here. Trustee Willis. Here. Trustee Harris Jones. Here. Trustee Hyperman.
Here.
Trustee Roman. Here. President Hopel.
Here, representing staff this evening, to my left, our village manager, Napoleon Heaney. To my right, our village attorney, Chris Cummings. To the audience's right, our sole staff member, Dennis Bubenek, our finance director. The minutes of October 25th, additions or corrections, trustee Purcell.
Abstain.
Trustee Bull. Trustee Willis.
Nothing.
Trustee Harris Jones.
Nothing for me.
Trustee Hyperman.
Nothing.
Trustee Roman.
Nothing.
I have a motion to approve, please.
So moved.
Second. Been moved by trustee Roman, seconded by trustee Hyperman. Roll call, please.
Trustee Purcell. Abstain. Trustee Baloo. Trustee Willis.
Aye.
Trustee Harris Jones.
Aye.
Trustee Hyperman.
Aye.
Trustee Roman.
Aye.
The minutes are approved. The claims list in the amount of $696,746.43. Comments or questions, trustee Purcell?
Nothing.
Trustee Baloo. Trustee Willis.
No questions.
Trustee Harris Jones.
All questions answered.
Trustee Hyperman.
I have no questions.
Trustee Roman.
question.
May I have a motion to approve the claims list, please?
So moved. Second.
Been moved by trustee Purcell, seconded by trustee Roman. Roll call, please.
Trustee Purcell. Aye. Trustee Baloo.
Aye.
Trustee Willis.
Aye.
Trustee Harris Jones.
Aye.
Trustee Hyperman.
Aye.
Trustee Roman.
The claims list is approved. Of that almost $700,000 claims list, two items comprise the majority of that list. Our payments to the city of Chicago Heights for water was $223,000, and employees' health insurance for 1 month, $236,000. That amounted to $459,000, or 2/3 of that claims list. Hear from the audience. If anyone would like to address the board on any subject not on the agenda, please raise your hand. If not, appointments. Let's combine both of these. May I have a motion to appoint Dennis Bubenek to the Firefighters Pension Board and Jay Hyperman, trustee, as president pro tem? May I have a motion, please?
Second.
It's been moved by trustee Harris Jones. Second.
Moved by Trustee Purcell.
I'm sorry.
Justice
I
Purcell.
You made the motion. Okay, trustee Purcell, seconded by trustee Harris Jones. Roll call, please.
Trustee Purcell. Aye. Trustee Baloo.
Aye.
Trustee Willis.
Aye.
Trustee Harris Jones.
Aye.
Trustee Hyperman.
I'll abstain.
Trustee Roman.
Aye.
Both appointments are confirmed. Congratulations to you both. At this time, we are going to issue two proclamations for longtime Homewood businesses. Mrs. Thomas, if you would read the first honoring Homewood Florists.
Proclamation celebrating Homewood Florist. Whereas Homewood Florist was founded by Paul Arrivo and has been an integral part of Homewood's history for more than 62 years at its location at 18064 Martin Avenue. And whereas Marty Arrivo began working at Homewood Florist at 15 years of age, along with his 6 siblings, and Kyle Arrivo joined the family business after their marriage to Marty. Whereas Homewood Florist has served the village of Homewood, specializing in beautiful flowers for all occasions from around the world, as well as gifts and accessories. And whereas Marty and Kyle, longtime owners of Homewood Florist, have been offering customers a local shopping experience with a friendly and knowledgeable staff, always helping customers find just the right floral arrangement or gift. And whereas the Arrivos made the decision to retire and close the doors of Homewood Florist on October 31, 2022, and will be missed by the community. And whereas the Village of Homewood wishes to honor Homewood Florist for its dedication to the Homewood business community and the residents of Homewood, and wishes the Arrivos all the best in their retirement. Now, therefore, Richard A. Hofeld, president of the Village of Homewood, does hereby honor Marty and Kyle Arrivo of Homewood Florist and calls upon the good citizens of this great community to join in this celebration.
What more can we say? Come on up. Marty, Kyle, come on up. Group the line. Everyone wants to congratulate you.
Congratulations. Thank you. Congratulations.
We wish you everything good. And there's your last card.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. God bless everything to you. Marty, podium is yours. If you'd like to say a few words, Marty, Kyle, the podium is yours.
We would just like to thank the community. Homewood has been great to us for all of these years, and we couldn't have done it without board support and the support of all of you people. So again, thanks, and retirement, here we come.
Mr. Thomas.
Proclamation celebrating Mama and Me Pizzeria. Whereas Mama and Me Pizzeria has been an integral part of Homewood's history for more than 32 years, beginning when it opened in 1990 at 17932 Dixie Highway. And whereas in the early years of the business, Kim Philippos owned the restaurant with her mother, hence the name Mama and Me Pizzeria. And whereas Mama and Me Pizzeria has served the village of Homewood, specializing in offering customers a local dining experience with a friendly staff. And whereas nearly 20 years ago, Mama and Me Pizzeria moved to 18219 Dixie Highway and was able to host live music on Friday nights featuring local bands and other local musicians. And whereas after 32 years, Kim Philippos made the decision to retire and close the doors of Mama and Me Pizzeria on August 26, 2022, and will be missed by the community. And whereas the Village of Homewood wishes to honor Mama and Me Pizzeria for their dedication to the Homewood business community and the residents of Homewood, and wishes Kim Philippos all the best in her retirement years. Now therefore, Richard A. Hofelt, President of the Village of Homewood, does hereby honor Kim Philippos of Mama and Me Pizzeria and calls upon the good citizens of this great community to join in this celebration.
We'll see you.
Thank you. 32 years went by too fast. Thank you for everything. And to the community, I thank them. To my fellow business owners, we've been through hell and back and recessions and this and that and comebacks, and I've had more comebacks than Barbara Streisand. Thank you all very much. I miss everyone. I miss the camaraderie, the everyday, now I have to take care of my own kids all the time. She's right there. That's why I said that. And my daughter. Just thank you to a lovely, lovely experience. And it was time to go. And you'll never know where I turn up. Thank you.
Mrs. Thomas, the omnibus vote, please.
Board is asked to approve the reappointment of tree committee members Jason Baldoff and Janet Hernandez to serve 3-year terms through November 8, 2025. The board is asked to authorize President Hofeld to enter into an agreement with Nick Snacks at 2135 183rd Street for financial assistance from the Southwest Central Business District Tax Increment Financing Facade and Property Improvement Program. Nick Snacks will be awarded $17,925 to cover approximately 50% of the cost for work on the building, including tuck pointing, new doors, and awnings. The board is asked to pass ordinance MC 1066 increasing the allowed number of Class 1 liquor licenses by one for R. Scott Dunkel LLC, doing business as Ridgewood Tap. Dunkel is in the process of purchasing the business at 2059 Ridge Road. The board is asked to approve the memorandum of understanding between the village and the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Workers, Local 2891, representing employees at the Public Works Department. The agreement covers cost of living adjustments through the life of the contract ending April 30, 2025. The board is asked to authorize President Hofeld to enter into an agreement with George Nicolopoulos of the Blueberry Hill Restaurant, 2155 183rd Street, for financial assistance from the Southwest Central Business District Tax Increment Financing and Facade Property Improvement Program. Blueberry Hill will be awarded $65,000 or 50% of the cost of improvements to the building, including replacing the railing system and decking. The board is asked to approve a budget amendment of $43,000 in the Northeast Tax Increment Financing District Fund to purchase partial T-1A-502EX from the Illinois State Toll Highway Authority for $43,000 and pass a resolution authorizing the sale of surplus real estate owned by the village consisting of the described portion of 174th Street right of way west of Halsted Street. The piece of property owned by the Tollway Authority is in Homewood's boundary and needs to be available to Wind Creek Casino so that 174th Street can be the primary street into the casino property. Village is purchasing the property from the Tollway, declaring it surplus, and then making it available for sale to Wind Creek Casino.
Thank you. Comments or questions from anyone in the audience with regard to these matters? Board comments, trustee Purcell,
I have nothing. Thank you.
trustee Baloo,
Nothing.
trustee Willis,
Nothing.
trustee Harris Jones,
Nothing for me.
trustee Heiferman,
I have nothing.
trustee Roman.
Nothing.
I have a motion to approve the items on the consent agenda, please.
So moved. Second.
Been moved by trustee Purcell, seconded by trustee Baloo. Roll call, please.
Trustee Purcell.
Aye.
Trustee Baloo.
Aye.
Trustee Willis.
Aye.
Trustee Harris Jones.
Aye.
Trustee Hyperman.
Aye.
Trustee Roman.
Aye.
The consent agenda is approved. Mr. Donkel is here from Ridgewood Tap. I might ask you, how's the construction coming and what's your opening date?
We have more demo done, we're still waiting for the architect. It needs to begin submit plans to the village with our. Plans and all that. I'm thinking opening date. April 1st. Because it's a lot of work to be done there. So we've got our hands full. We want to make it look perfect, so. There's no rush on construction.
Your wife is the interior designer on this?
No, she's not. We're hired architects.
Okay, we wish you success. Yeah, new business. Mr. Bubenek, the 2022 draft tax levy.
There are three big yearly projects in the finance department. The budget, which is full of estimates, so we want to make sure that those estimated revenues are sufficient to pay for the expenses we budget for. The audit is our actual revenues and expenses, so we look to compare our actual revenues to our actual expenses for the year. Any excess of revenues over expenses adds to our fund balance, which is a good thing. Real estate tax levy is a formula-driven project tonight for non-home rule communities like Homewood. We can say we produce this levy in a step-by-step process, working the numbers into the formulas we must follow. You may find this levy less interesting than budget or audit, but tonight we have a few things in this year's levy that are different from previous years in our step-by-step levy setting process, and I'll try to point those items out as we go through the list of steps in the memo you have tonight. The purpose is to discuss with the board tonight at our November 8th meeting, a draft tax levy set under the rules of tax caps for us non-home rule communities. And based on this discussion, we will bring the levy ordinances forward for a vote at the board's December 13th meeting. The process. First step is to calculate the change in consumer price index or CPI for the past 12 months. A lot of news in the media this past year on how that's quite high. Numbers not seen since the 1980s. It's known here in December as the changes to CPI between December 21 and December 2020. That CPI was up 7% for this real estate tax levy. Our first item that we see that's different this year than past years is that 7% levy or CPI change is capped at 5%. So we've never had that before since tax caps went in 1994, where we had CPI above 5%. So we do bring that 7 down to 5 in our formula. That will happen again next year for sure, and likely for more years after that. So something new tonight is that we are not going to full CPI, but we will go to the 5% maximum. Our next step is we estimate new construction. We won't know that until next summer. We'll estimate that at 1%. Cook County will make any adjustments depending on what happens next summer. So then we'll apply that 5% plus 1% or 6% to the tax cap levies of pension and operating as released by Cook County. On the screen up there, and I'm sorry, the pointer's not working, the laser pointer. Normally there would be numbers in that first column that we would use to do the calculation of the third column, which is 2022 projected levy. But we don't have those because Cook County is a bit behind this year, not a bit behind, quite a bit behind getting the tax bills out. So what we decided is we would discuss tonight based on what we talked about a year ago, the 2021 projected levy. And the good news there is that when Cook County finally gets these numbers out, we've typically been 99%, 98, 97% of what we talked about. So we feel pretty confident that we can work off the 2021 projected levy and then make the adjustments at the December board when we finally do have that column of the tax extended by Cook County. Let's see, what else do we got here? So any adjustments should be minor, again, because we typically hit at about 99 to 97%. We do have, for draft discussion tonight, a total tax cap levy of $6,599,691. And that's an increase of $373,567 from last year's real estate tax levy discussion. Since this increase is in excess of 5%, tax cap rules require that we publish and hold a truth and taxation hearing before the board's next meeting or at the beginning of the next meeting on December 13th. The last one we held was in 2010. What we do is kind of work backwards now at this point. We know it's kind of weird with all this formula driven. We're working backwards. So we know it's 6,599,000, 691. We do get numbers from an actuary for police pension, 2,140,536, fire pension, 708,599. We plug those numbers in there. The IMRF covers the non-police and fire employees. So we do an independent or our own study, and we do come up with an assessment there of 500,000. And of course, we do have to calculate and levy for Social Security and Medicare. So we do that internally. So basically what we have then is our pension levy at $3,816,551, which we take out of the $6,599,691 total levy. And that's our day-to-day operating levy that we can set. It's allocated among police, fire, et cetera, based on a formula again. So that looks like it's about 58% to pensions and 42% to operating. This year it is up for operating, down for pensions, which we haven't seen that in quite a few years. So we'll see how the future years unfold now that the police and fire are consolidated into one large state pension. So we need some more years worth of data to see how that's affected these numbers. So the pension levies are down $165,865 and the day-to-day operating levy is up $539,432 for tonight's discussion. We then put in our debt service number of $534,770, and that's the sufficient amount to pay the principal and interest this year. Our last bond was under 1%, so we've saved quite a bit off the levy on principal and interest. The total levy then for tonight is up $7,145,461 is up 3.83%. So again, CPI is up 7, our levy's up 3.83. You know, and that'll gotta go down when we actually have the numbers from Cook County for that first column. So again, we lived within the rules as we always do. Kept it well below the CPI. These real estate tax levies provide about 9.5% of the money we need to cover our day-to-day operations. They cover 72% of the expenses we have in our pension funds, and they provide 100% of the principal and interest, or the money to need to pay our principal and interest on our bonds. About 10% of the real estate tax bill goes to the village of Homewood. It is really a school funding type, the tax bills, where a third of the tax bill goes to the elementary school and a third to the high school. I think there's always misunderstanding of that we get the whole tax bill, but we really get about 10%, and we do a lot with our 10%. But the majority does go to the schools. We'll budget next year $2,784,340 in the general fund, $3,827,551 in the pension fund, and $534,770 in the debt service fund. Recommended board action. Direct the staff to publish a truth and taxation hearing notice in the local newspaper, and that would be new for this year. We haven't seen that since 2010. Hold a truth and taxation hearing at the board's December 13th meeting. Again, we haven't done that since 2010, so that's new from the past years. And bring the appropriate ordinances to that December meeting for the final 2022 real estate tax levy for a vote. And again, we will adjust the numbers you see tonight based on what Cook County finally gets us for that first column up on the screen here. So a lot. I mean, it is probably not the most exciting thing, but the finance department probably better that it's not exciting. We do a good budget, we have a good audit, and we follow the rules on setting the real estate tax levy.
I disagree with you. It is exciting because we're doing good things. What's particularly exciting is the total tax levy goes up 3.8% in times of inflation. That's pretty modest. Also, what's particularly telling is our bond, our outstanding debt, total outstanding debt for the village of Homewood, $534,000. You don't find that anywhere else. And that will be eliminated next year. And we'll be looking at another smaller bond issue for specific purposes at that time. So again, you, Amy, the finance department, kudos to you. You've done an outstanding job again. Comments or questions from anyone in the audience? Board comments, Trustee Purcell.
The only thing that I would say is thank you again, as always, for all the work that you do. And I think that our department, our whole staff and everything is so transparent that I think there's nobody that could disagree with the fact that this is really a good thing. Thank you very much.
Trustee Baloo.
Certainly echo that sentiment. Much appreciated all the work that's put into getting us there.
Trustee Harris Jones.
Thank you, Dennis, again, for you and your team on all the hard work you do for us.
Trustee Heiferman. Trustee Roman.
Same for me. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
With that, may I have a motion to direct staff to establish to publish a truth and taxation hearing, to hold a truth and taxation hearing on December 13th, and to bring the appropriate 2022 real estate tax levy ordinance to the village board on December 13th. May I have such a motion, please?
Second.
Been moved by Trustee Purcell, seconded by Trustee Roman.
Yep.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Purcell.
Aye.
Trustee Baloo. Trustee Willis.
Aye.
Trustee Harris Jones.
Aye.
Trustee Hyperman.
Aye.
Trustee Roman.
Aye.
Motion is approved. General board discussion, trustee Purcell. Trustee Harris, excuse me, trustee Baloo. Trustee Willis.
I'm happy to see we reach an agreement with the public works. That's really good to see, good for a resident. And as a member of St. John Lutheran Church, altogether, they're not here anymore, but our home floors was our go-to. And for our flower arrangements for our altar. And we're gonna
Yeah, no, they will be missed by everyone. Trustee Harris Jones, trustee Hyperman.
I just want to note, this agenda is sort of full of old Homewood businesses, you know, the retirees that are happening, but even Blueberry Hill, Ridgewood, and I'll say especially Nixnix. Nixnix has been around for 40+ years, so it's nice to see.
Trustee Roman.
Nothing for me.
I'd just like to remind everyone that the leaf pickup for the Village of Homewood begins next Wednesday, the 16th of November, and continues for 3 consecutive Wednesdays. The last 3 Wednesdays in November. All a person has to do is put their leaves in a paper craft bag that you can purchase at any home improvement store or Ace Hardware, and no sticker is required. Just bring it to the curb. With that, may I have a motion to adjourn, please?
Second.
Been moved by trustee Purcell, seconded by trustee Roman. Roll call, please.
Trustee Purcell.
Aye.
Trustee Baloo. Trustee Willis.
Aye.
Trustee Harris Jones.
Aye.
Trustee Hyperman.
Aye.
Trustee Roman.
Aye.
We stand adjourned. Thank you all.